what is ganache itself?
Okay, ganache is bakers know what is ganache. It is derived from the mixture of cream and whipped and melted compound chocolate. Once you mix is when you get the ganache. It is used for spreading on chocolate cakes on top and doing the drips and all that. So instead of you doing it from scratch, we've done it for you in a different way with a very shining luster and a good appearance and a very flowy drip on your cake.
Because a baker can melt chocolate and add
the cream,
yes,
and make a ganache.
What makes ganache more like an easier option for a baker to take than going to the kitchen and mixing it in?
Okay, making a ganache from scratch takes you time, and it's I may say it's quite sensitive, because most people don't use the hot water bath. They use microwaves since they are available, and you might find that you've crushed your chocolate and mixed with the cream, put in the microwave, and it gets burnt. That's already a waste. You cannot use it, so you need to do it again from scratch. This is consuming time, and maybe you have a short period of time. If you belong to the usiku circle, you are from job and you have come to the house, you have done the ganache, first one is gone, and then the next one you want to do it from scratch is taking your time. You need to rest and all that. Now, instead of all this work, the time consumption, the ratios, doing all that, you have this ready, which you only need to put in either microwave or the hot water bath, and your ganache is ready. It's just a matter of spreading, and I know the price is very friendly. Yeah.
Do you need to freeze it, because I can see it's solid? Do you need to freeze it in the middle?
Not really. This is like the solid fat. The texture is like that of a solid fat, so it's something you can scoop out. So it just leaves at room temperature. Only that chocolates are sensitive to when you subject them to warm temperatures, such that if you contaminate it, you might find mold growth. You might find some effects on the chocolate. But if you keep it on a dry and cool place, it is okay. You can also refrigerate if you so wish, but whenever you are using, just make sure it's warm, and then it becomes molten. It becomes loose and molten, then you can use it as it flows.
Back to the moldy part, maybe you can find a baker comes and complains that he bought the ganache and then later on it was moldy. What are some of the reasons? Because you've just said one. Do you have, is it just the
Yeah, there are a lot of reasons for the growth of mold in chocolates. This is just like the normal chocolate, which is the compound chocolate. And when you do even the ganache from scratch and store it anyhow in your house, even in 3 days you will find mold. That is normal. That is why we are saying this thing is very original. It's not chemically produced. It's very natural, naturally produced. So it is almost equal to the normal ganache which you do yourself. Although we've put preservative, but molds are normal in growth, especially in things, products that which the moisture content is higher. So the moisture content of ganaches is usually high. And once it is at room temperature, which is the best temperature for growth of either mold or bacteria, it is very much susceptible to that growth, because chocolate is bio. Now, if you want to keep this well, once you open it, keep in the fridge. Whenever you want to use it, remove from the fridge, then heat it a bit on a hot water bath or the microwave, and then use it. The other thing which can cause mold is when you have something like this. This is my spatula, and you can see it has cream. Then the cream is chocolate. If I come and do a scoop with it on the chocolate, then I have kept this, but there is a touch of the cream on the chocolate, on the ganache. It means that it is susceptible to growth of the mold because of the cross contamination. Yes, that is one very prime reason as to why things get spoiled in the house. So once you you observe hygiene in the products you have, then you will never see that mold. It is impossible, and that is the reason as to why this one has been given a lifespan of 6 months, not 1 year. Yeah, because chocolate is very sensitive generally. So even if you do a ganache from scratch in the house and keep it for a month or 2 without the preservative, it will still grow mold. It is the same thing that which happens to the same ganache. But if you keep it well, this one will not grow that mold.
What if I open the can, Rebecca opens the can, and then I just leave it at a cool and dry place? Is there going to be a problem after I've used it? Just
okay, just make sure it's on a cold and dry place, but not room temperature. Room temperature is a temperature which is actually, mold is like bacteria, so the growth when at room temperature is very high. The growth is very high. I know you know things to do with the yeast and all that.
Yes.
Yeah, when it's on a temperature between 24 degrees to around 37, 40, the growth is very fast and it's very healthy. It grows very fast. But if you keep it on a cold area, it will not grow that mold. And the safest place to put once you have opened is in the fridge.
And if I just buy it, the baker buys it and puts it in the fridge, is there any problem with
No issues. Still okay. It's still very much okay. Yeah, there is no effect with the cold storage. It will still work very well. Yeah. But whenever you are using, to avoid that contamination, make sure whatever you are scooping out the ganache with is clean and dry. No liquid, no water, no anything. It's dry. So you scoop out what you want, that portion. Make sure you close this and then keep it aside. Mark you, if you hold this lid and touch it with your dirty hand inside, then you have closed this. There is a high probability that your hands have bacteria and it's here. Then the growth will happen because the moisture content within this space is high. So it will happen that it will grow the mold. Okay? I hope you understand me.
Yes, I do.
Yeah, so the best way to do, once you open, make sure you refrigerate. But if you are using this can within a month, I don't think the growth of mold can appear. But for those domestic users or the home bakers, you need to refrigerate and you will have it safe. Okay?
Okay.
Yeah.